We're about to go get some straw that we found on Craigslist, and while I was preparing the barn to accept said straw, I hurt my other arm, so now both my arms are hurt, and I don't know how I'm going to do 30 bales of straw. Well, we got the straw loaded in the truck, and it's surprisingly light. I expected it to be way heavier. We did all 30 bales, and it pretty much filled up the truck. And we strapped it down, and I'm looking at it now thinking maybe 30 bales isn't enough. It was 120 bucks. We got it for $4 a bale, and he said he usually sells it to the co-op for $4.25, and then they sell it for like $5.50 to $7 a bale. So we really got a good deal. And of course, we're headed home with dry straw, and storm is coming. Thunder's heard occasionally. It's all around us. There's a really nasty looking storm. We're supposed to get severe thunderstorms this evening, so we're trying to beat it. It is the windiest it's ever been since we moved here. Leaves are falling from the trees. I saw a branch fall, and it caused me to call out. We finished the hay or straw just in time for the rain to start. We were on the last 2 bales, and but we got it done. Now we're just driving over to the house to kind of stay dry even though we're already wet. Well, my garden's getting watered. Everything's blown over. It's kind of funny, in Oklahoma we had way worse wind than this, but it's like all the plants are used to it, but here not so much, but it is really coming down. I like rain. I'm really glad we decided to lean that old door up in the entryway there, because this rain is blowing like sideways directly into where we put the straw, because I didn't have time to put it in the loft. So hopefully it's staying dry with the rain is probably going directly in that hole in the top and then coming down through the floor. It's really stressing me out. I don't want it to rot right after we bought it. It's really blowing now. The rain is going sideways directly into the front of the barn. The trees are all thrashing, the power's flashing. Looking at a different window, it's really hard to see through the camera. But, ooh. The wind randomly stopped, but everything's flooded everywhere. But it just randomly, just wind gone. Well, the rain finally stopped. And I wasn't going to mention this, but I decided, why not? This is my channel, this is my story. I'm going to tell as much as I can. The farmer who we bought the straw from, Ricky was the one who contacted him. We found him on Craigslist. You know, he did all the talking, and the farmer called to make sure that we were real people because of our area code was different than their area code. And we were just chatting, you know, while we all 3 loaded hay into the truck. He was such a kind person. And he had told Ricky that we would have to be hasty loading this hay because he and his family had to attend church. this evening, and I don't attend church because I tend to get kicked out of churches for obvious reasons, but me and the Lord, we have a very close relationship, and I speak to the Lord and He shows me things that make Him irrefutable. Atheists kind of confound me because I feel like if they were to speak to the Lord for just a moment, He would show them things if they would look for them. People say God is no longer active in our society, but He is. He's there. You just don't, you have to look. You have to open your eyes and look. Anyway, at one point, the farmer told me something, I don't remember what it was, a story, and he went around to the other side of the truck where Ricky was and was telling him, and I walked around the front of the truck while he was telling him, and he looked at me and then he looked at Ricky and he's like, oh, I was just telling, I'm assuming this is your son. And we both said yeah, very awkwardly, because why do I have to do this? Yeah, I'm in the deep south. I'm sorry, you know, I understand. In Leviticus it says I should be put to death, my blood is upon me. I understand that Paul absolutely hated homosexual people, but I've had a conversation with my Lord, and I left Lord for a while, and that was the worst mistake of my life, because when I came back, God showed me how happy He was that I was back, and He hasn't let me down since. He blesses everything I do. And if something fails, I have no doubt that it's because He just wants me to learn from it. But I know it's a conundrum, a gay Christian, what do you do? A gay Democrat, progressive Christian, liberal, that's me. I had about a split second to decide how I was going to answer this man. And he said, I'm assuming this is your son, and the look on his face was, concern, like, please don't tell me otherwise. And so I didn't. I lied. And I despise lying. Like, of all the things that I despise most in this world, lying is right up there beside murder. And every time I lie, I feel like my soul has been tainted. But it's either lie or die, feels like, sometimes. So, what do? I can't just be me. I have to be everyone else in my own faith. So, I don't know, just a little rant.